On November 13th, I turned 21. For many, this signifies a time for change, and yet, as I sat there that night, quietly sipping on a Coke in an otherwise empty Applebee's, it hit me that nothing happened. I was still just me, a scruffy 20-something wearing his heart on his sleeve. For the first time, my birthday felt meaningless. I found myself thinking back through all the years of my life, and what really made me, well, me. Early memories of walking with dinosaurs gleamed in my mind like hidden gems, or playing Star Wars Lego on the PS2 with my father. Endless arcade games on MAME 32 as well. So many little things shaped me back then, without me ever knowing. Like how, when I was 5 years old, my father bought a PS2, and it came with a game, Jak 3. Little me didn't know it yet, but this was the game that would rock my whole world for years to come. It sadly sat on a shelf for a few years before I played it out of boredom and got sucked in. Without even finishing the opening, I just had to get my hands on Jak 1 and 2. I spent the next few years becoming a massive Jak fanboy. In fact, as a kid, I used to want to dye my hair green to look like Jak. And I remember my friend Leland, when I was 10 years old, showing me Eminem. He actually got me the album Encore for my birthday when I was 11. And honestly, rap changed my life. And I remember learning how to freestyle with Leland so that one day we could be rap stars together. Nowadays, it's all I listen to, and I'm even working on a series promoting the local hip-hop scene in my hometown. Be sure to check for that soon, by the way. I can remember a few birthdays. Lots of rollerblading with friends as a youngster, or when I moved, having a friend reunion with laser tag session. A lot of birthdays were just spent being silly, pulling all-nighters and gaming. When I turned 18, my friends Spencer and Tyler took me out for a night on the town. And actually, despite Spencer starting work at 5 a.m., he decided to stay up till midnight just so he could be the first one to wish me a happy birthday. And when he was off, he and Tyler rolled around and the fun began. And while I'm not proud of it, I certainly had my fill of alcohol and greasy food that day. We dived from casino to casino trying our luck, and I actually got to purchase beer for the first time, too. Even ended up winning a little money that night. And you know, it's kind of ironic since I don't think I would ever step foot in a casino again, and I don't really drink. You know, that's kind of how things change, I suppose. However, not all my birthdays were happy ones. When I was 19, I had very intense feelings for this one girl. She was all I could think about back then, and when I was about to have my birthday, she told me that we could have a Skype call when the day comes, and I was elated. Sadly, despite how much of my life was lit up for a whole 5 minutes, I got stood up. She decided she wanted to read instead of have a call with me on my birthday. And that left its scar on my heart. 'Cause, honestly, feelings of unrequited love, when you feel so much for somebody, and they so obviously don't care in return, that feeling, especially when you're young, can be quite tormenting. And I'm just glad that even though that experience was negative and made me feel a whole bunch of different ways, I grew from it at least. And this all brings me back to now. You see, there's something I didn't mention. In February of this year, 2019, Spencer unfortunately took his own life at the age of 20. More than any other thing this year, the passing of a dear friend I spent all my high school years with has gotten to me. Not a day goes by without thinking of him, and as I've now surpassed him in age, I know I have to live until I'm a shriveled old pea for him. He didn't, and so I will. I was really worried that I'd be spending my 21st birthday upset, thinking of when I turned 18 and we had such a fun day. However, to my surprise, I didn't get upset in my reflections of the past. Instead, I felt renewed. Thinking of my dear friend made me realize how much I want to give to this world. I have so many ideas in my mind and I want to share them with all of you. And yeah, my heart has many scars. My shelves are lined with spiritual texts and rap CDs. And soon my wall will have a nice Vinyl Jack soundtrack too. You've seen an inkling of my journey, and I hope to anyone seeing this who's about to turn 21, you realize that the change won't come from outside, but from within yourself. This is serious time, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.